What would I do if I was a young mother all over again? So just for some background, have 5 children. I had them all when they were all 8 down to 0. We lived in a small house with 1 bathroom. And I know that not everybody's personality is similar to mine, but I do believe that our daily habits are the key to our success. We look and see where we want to go, and then we work those into our life. But to some people who are more spontaneous, that can become oppressive. So I'm not saying that this is an answer for everybody. And I know some people's husbands don't work, 8 to 6 like mine does. But this is what I would do, and I hope that it's helpful for you to see what type of a routine. And I'm not telling you any time frames, but I'm gonna give you just bullet points of what I would do in my day. First thing is, I would not get up before my child. I would sleep as long as possible. And this scenario is, let's just say you have a 2-year-old or a 3-year-old and a newborn who's nursing. So that's what I'm gonna give you, the toughest part of your days. So sleep until your baby wakes up, and then nurse your baby, and then after that make your breakfast. And I schedule my days around food and around nursing. After I nursed my baby and I made breakfast, then during breakfast and while the kids are sitting in their little boosters or their high chair, I would have Bible time, and I would read out loud a Proverbs and a Psalms and a portion of the Bible to them. And I've done that since they were little, and I don't regret it. We still do that at breakfast every day. So we read out loud, and then after that, when everybody's fed and contented, I would set them in a playpen or someplace like on a blanket quietly to play with quiet toys for 20 minutes while I took some time to pray. After that, I would take them with me. We're gonna move, and sometimes mom guilt makes us feel like, well, I'm not playing with my children. Well, that's okay. You don't have to play, because we don't all play all day long. And so what I would encourage you to do is to get involved with them, have them be involved with you. And at this point, everybody head to your bedrooms, and you take them with you to your bedroom, and you guys make your bed and get everything cleaned up, and go make their beds and do what I call the 5 things: get dressed, put your PJs away, make your bed, and brush your teeth and clean your room. And you do that with them. So you're establishing habits with those littles, and you just methodically are teaching them self-discipline, that we do these things every day, we're getting our work done. And after you do that, you brush your teeth, everybody's ready to go. Then, while I was doing that, I would be getting dressed into some exercise clothes, and then I would go with them downstairs. And what I do, I'm not saying this works for everybody, but I'd go to YouTube and turn on some type of walking. And so I'd walk for about 20 minutes with them. Like, I have spent many a time walking with a baby on my hip. That's probably why my hips hurt. Or you can strap a baby in front of you and have your little kid, your younger 2-year-old, 3-year-old, just walking next to you until they're bored, and they're just going to keep walking around. But this is a time for movement. And very often after this, I say walk for 20 minutes, but I would schedule a whole hour to do this, because there's going to be stops and starts, and having to discipline or having to, what you do. I feel like mothering is like mental racquetball. Something comes at you, and you knock it, and you take care of it, and then you take care of it, and it comes right back, and you take care of it. So give yourself the extra space you need so that you don't get discouraged. Like, all I wanted was 20 minutes. I can't even have 20 minutes without being interrupted. Correct. You can't have 20 minutes without being interrupted. Schedule an hour to get 20 minutes of walking, or maybe 15 minutes of walking, and maybe some 10 minutes of, I like Pilates, so I do about 10 minutes of Pilates. But it gives you something, and it's active with your children. You are involved with your children. I just sing the song, wherever I go, he goes my buddy. So they are your buddies. They have done chores with you. They're now exercising with you. Habits for life. And after that, start your laundry, and you start doing your workload. You start your laundry, and you do 1 chore. And so if you do that, you get 5 chores done throughout the week, maybe 4 chores if one of your days of the week is an errand day. So you do one chore with the kids. Yes, take that little kid with you, take the baby with you. Maybe this is their nap time. So you can go tuck that baby away for their nap, and then you take the bigger little kid with you to go teach them how to clean the bathroom, and then you're done with that. And so after you've done that chore with your child, you can just relax a little bit. You've done the bulk. Maybe let your toddler roam for a little bit, and you can just decompress a little bit while your baby's taking a nap. And then when that time's done, you nurse your baby, make some lunch, eat together, and then while you're making lunch, your baby has already been nursed, so you can confine the baby in their high chair with a little toy that they can play with, but they are learning how to sit still. It's never by accident that you choose those things. So the baby, this is a training time that for these 10 or 15 minutes, they can either, I don't know if you have them in a little car seat next to you, they're always within eyesight, but they're with you, but they are in a safe place. And then have your other, I can't tell you how many kids. I had one sitting on the counter and another one sitting over here while we make food. So they are engaged, and you know what? You do have to be a disciplinarian, because safety first. That they need to learn how to have self-control. And yes, we're sitting here and you don't touch this, and then don't touch. Sit still, and you are going to be trained as a mother because you just want to get the job done and get food done. But your job is to train them, and these are the opportunities to do it. So, okay, now you sit here on the chair next to the counter or whatever, and you be still for these 10 minutes. You can, maybe have your own little things to cut, but not with a real knife. You know what I'm saying? But teach them that this is what we're doing, and these are your guidelines. So make lunch, eat lunch together, and then after that, because you need to schedule in time to engage with them. Yes, you're training them. Yes, you're working with them, but you need to engage. So I would take about 15 minutes, not much more than that, because it can just get super boring for everybody involved, including the little kids. Read a book to them. Engage actively, eye contact. This is when because mom guilt's gonna get you if you don't do something on their level. So read with them for about 15 minutes. And then after that, your laundry's probably done. And laundry and sorting laundry was every single child's first chore. And so we would sit on the couch and we'd say, okay, this is how we sort out the laundry. And they did it with me from that little 3-year-old on. And then what do we do after we sort the laundry? Everybody puts it away. So you're always doing stuff with your children, but you're always doing your job. Moxie wants out, but I'm going to try to get through this video. So you go through the laundry and put them all away with you, and then it's probably afternoon nap time for that little one. And have the bigger, this is what I would call a chance for your quiet time, because a lot of your workload is done. You can have your child watch a good movie, like you have an hour and a half time while one's taking a nap, and they can do, I'm not sure what you do. I just did screen time, and I did very simple, very clean movies for our kids. And during that time, while everybody's occupied, you can either work on a project, like maybe decluttering, minimalizing, or pay your bills, or a ministry you enjoy, or doing your grocery app to get your groceries scheduled, or something that you enjoy. Maybe you're just gonna decompress and scroll, or whatever it is you like to do, but you have an hour and a half. And then after that, you do an after time snack time. I know this might seem long, but I'm just telling you, this is what I would do. I would organize my day in a routine. So after that time, it's go back on to your game. Snack time, nurse your baby. Again, play with your kids for a little bit because you're about to be busy again. Maybe this is a time after you've nursed your baby, after you've had your snack, you can go run an errand, come back, and then have your kids in a controlled space. Say, this is the room I want you to play in. These are the toys you're allowed to play with, and you do your dinner prep with them in a visual space, but you can, again, allot yourself a longer amount of time than you need, but do that dinner prep and then have them help you set the table, eat dinner, do dishes, do a 15-minute cleanup after all of that's done, And then at that point, this is the most important thing. You had your job, you have your day job, and you just did it. Now that your husband is home, I know you want to be like, oh, thank God he is home. Now he can take care of the kids. That's what we want. And that's why you hear so many women, my husband doesn't do anything with the kids. It's me. Mom's jobs are never done. That's true, and neither are theirs. But they do need, just like you had that hour and a half to where you have a chance to decompress, they need a chance to decompress. They just do. So maybe, while you're doing dishes, let him go. Do whatever it is he wants to do. If he wants to scroll on his tablet just like you scrolled on your phone, or he wants to scroll on his phone, or he wants to be on a computer, he wants to play video games, he wants to watch sports, support him in that. It's healthy. Let him have some space, and then after that, engage. And when I say engage, I mean engage with him. Your kids will survive. You need to stop that martyr syndrome. Don't let that martyr syndrome get you. And you just say, you know what? Wherever my husband goes, I will go. If he's gonna go, I don't know what he likes to do, but be there with him. And don't criticize him for the things that he's interested in. No, engage with him just like you would your child who you love, but your husband's not your child. But still, that is love. That is sacrifice. And after dinner, the kids, the healthiest, safest, best thing for your kids is for them to see you with your husband, enjoying your husband. Have them be in the room with you, maybe snuggle on the couch together, but teach them that this time is family time and they are a lesser priority than your relationship with your husband, because you need your husband. That's the end of that. You need your husband. And he might not do everything like you do it, but you need him. Be his best friend. That's what you need to do. When he is home, he needs that space to decompress so that he can heal, and then be his best friend. And then get your kids in bed about an hour before your bedtime. And then once they're in bed, go through your nighttime routine. Maybe take a shower, read a book. But very important, once the kids are in bed, invest in your husband's love language and your love language. It shouldn't be combative. Well, I'm giving more to your love language than you are to mine. But figure out what their love language is. And if they differ, then communicate. You know what I would really love is if we could, and then tell them something in regards to theirs. If we could spend time doing this tonight, and then maybe tomorrow we could give a whole list of why we love each other, and words of affirmation. I do that, husband. Why do you love me? Please tell me them all. And then I'll tell him all of the reasons why I love him. Or he'll be like, could you just play a game with me? Which some of his games are not super fun to me, but it's what makes him feel like I'm his girlfriend. So, yes, the healthiest thing for your children and the most pleasing thing to God is when we love our husbands and love our children and do your job well. And then, you know what? Go to bed, and then whatever your husband's ministries are, follow his lead. So that's what I would do my whole day in 13 minutes.